You think this is about winning or losing, don't you? Oh, how naive. This world isn't a game. It's a stage, and everyone plays their part. But me? I tore up the script a long time ago. You see, I've learned something most people are too afraid to even think about. The chaos doesn't destroy you. It makes you. They told me to stay in line, to behave, to follow their little rules and pretend everything was fine. But it wasn't fine. It's never been fine. This world is a mess, and the sooner you realize that, the sooner you can start building yourself from the rubble. Oh, it's not easy, I'll admit. Pain has a way of carving into you, leaving scars you can't erase. But scars are proof, aren't they? Proof that you've survived, proof that you've fought, proof that, despite everything, you're still here. They don't see it, though. They don't understand what it's like to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders, to scream into the void and hear nothing but your own ego. They call you broken, damaged. But what they don't understand is that broken things are sharp. Broken things can cut deeper than anything whole ever could. I used to think I needed to fit in, that I needed to prove myself, to make them like me. But the truth is, I don't need them. I never did. The moment I stopped caring about what they thought, oh, that was the moment I became free. The chains they wrapped around me, they weren't real. They were illusions. And when I broke free, when I finally saw the world for what it was, I laughed. Because you know what's funny? They're all afraid. Every single one of them. They walk around pretending to be so strong, so sure of themselves. But inside, they're just as lost as you are. They're just better at hiding it. But me? I stopped hiding a long time ago. The darkness. Oh, it's not what you think it is. It's not something to fear. It's where you find out who you really are. When the lights go out, when the noise fades away, when it's just you and your thoughts, that's when you see the truth. It's raw and it's ugly, but it's real. And real is all that matters. They told me I was a monster, that I was too much, too wild, too broken. But monsters don't hide under the bed, do they? No, they walk among us. And the real monsters, they're the ones who smile to your face while they stab you in the back. At least I'm honest about what I am. Oh, if only they could be honest with themselves. You've felt it, haven't you? That fire in your chest, that rage that won't go away no matter how hard you try to snuff it out. They'll tell you to calm down, to let it go, to move on. But they don't know what it's like to carry that weight, to feel like you're going to explode at any moment. That fire, it's not your enemy, it's your fuel. Use it. Let it drive you. Let it remind you that you're still alive. And when they push you down, when they tell you that you'll never make it, you'll rise. Oh, you'll rise so high they won't be able to reach you. They'll try, of course. They'll claw at you, trying to drag you back down into the pit they're stuck in. But you won't let them. You've climbed too far to fall now. You'll make them regret ever doubting you. You'll make them wish they had stayed out of your way. Because when you rise, when you finally take what's yours, they'll see the truth. They'll see that you were never the weak one, They were. They were the ones too afraid to stand, too afraid to fight, too afraid to be. But you're different. You're stronger than they'll ever be. Oh, they'll hate you for it. They'll call you names, they'll try to tear you down, but it won't matter. You'll keep going. You'll keep pushing. Because you know what they don't see, the only way out is through. Let them laugh. Let them mock you. Let them think they've won. Because one day, they'll look up and see you standing at the top. They'll see the fire in your eyes, the strength in your stance, and they'll know they never stood a chance. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be liked. You just need to be unstoppable. And you are. You've already proven it. Every time you've been knocked down and gotten back up, every time you've faced the darkness and kept moving forward, you've proven it. So let the world come for you. Let it throw everything it has at you. Oh, it won't be enough, because you are the storm. You are the chaos. You are the force they'll never understand, never control, never defeat. And when the dust settles, when the noise fades, when it's just you standing there, you'll smile. Not because it was easy, not because it didn't hurt, but because you made it. You survived, you thrived, and now the world belongs to you. Oh, how sweet it will be to watch them realize that. To watch them understand that nothing can stop you. Not the pain, not the fear, not even them. You are unstoppable, and they'll never forget it. You see, they always assume they've got you figured out. They see the cracks, the pain, the shadows lurking behind your eyes, and they think it makes you weak. Oh, how little they know. The cracks aren't weaknesses. They're battle scars. Proof that you've been through hell and back. Proof that while the rest of them stayed safe in their little glass houses, you were out there fighting. They can't fathom it, can they? The strength it takes to keep going when the world is screaming at you to stop. They look at you like you're different, like you don't belong. But the truth is, you don't. You don't belong in their shallow, plastic world. You were forged in the fire, shaped by the chaos. You're something else entirely. Let them talk. Let them laugh. Let them underestimate you. Oh, they'll regret it soon enough. Because every word, every sneer, every little act of cruelty, it's all fuel for the fire. They think they're tearing you down, but all they're doing is building you up. Brick by brick, scar by scar, they're creating something they'll never be able to destroy. And when the time comes, when you finally step out of the shadows and into the light, they'll see what they've done. They'll see the monster they've created. And oh, how they'll wish they hadn't. They'll wish they had left you alone, that they hadn't pushed you so far. But by then, it'll be too late. Because you're not just surviving anymore. You're thriving. You've taken all the pain, all the anger, all the fear, and turned it into something unstoppable. They'll try to understand it, try to make sense of how you became what you are, but they won't be able to. You're beyond them now, beyond their comprehension, beyond their control. You're not the same person they tried to break. You've changed, evolved, You've become something stronger, something fiercer, and they hate it. Oh, how they hate it. Because deep down, they know they'll never be able to match you. They'll never have your strength, your resilience, your fire. They'll try to tear you down again. They always do. But this time, it won't work. This time, you'll stand tall, unshaken, unbroken. You'll look them in the eye and smile because you know the truth now. You know that they can't hurt you anymore. They'll call you arrogant, say you've changed. And they're right. You have changed. You've become the person they never wanted you to be. The person who doesn't need their approval, their validation. The person who stands on their own, who walks through the fire without flinching. They don't understand that the darkness isn't your enemy. It's your ally. It's where you found your strength, your power. While they've been running from their shadows, you've been embracing yours. And now the darkness is a part of you. It's what makes you unstoppable. Oh, they'll fear you. They already do, even if they won't admit it. They see it in your eyes, that unrelenting fire, that refusal to back down. It terrifies them, because they know that no matter what they do, no matter how hard they try, they'll never be able to put out your flame. So let them try. Let them throw everything they have at you. Let them think they can break you. Oh, how wrong they'll be, because you've been through worse. You've faced the abyss and come out the other side. What can they possibly do to you now? You'll rise higher than they ever thought possible. You'll achieve things they can only dream of. And they'll watch, powerless, as you take everything they tried to deny you. Every victory, every moment of joy, every bit of peace. They'll see it all, and they'll know they were the ones who pushed you there. But you won't need their recognition. You won't need their applause, because this isn't about them anymore. It never was. This is about you, about proving to yourself that you're more than they ever thought you could be. And when you look back, when you see the path you've walked, you won't feel regret. You won't feel bitterness. You'll feel pride. Pride in the battles you've fought, the obstacles you've overcome. Pride in the fact that you never gave up, never gave in. You'll stand tall, a beacon of strength and resilience, and they'll see it. Oh, they'll see it. They'll see the person they tried to break standing stronger than ever, and they'll know, deep down, that they were never your match. So keep going. Keep fighting. Let the world try to tear you down. It won't matter. You've already proven you're unbreakable, and no matter what comes next, you'll face it head on with that fire in your heart and that unshakable determination in your soul, because you are unstoppable, and nothing can ever change that. They call it madness, but I call it clarity. When the world breaks you, when it takes everything you have and leaves you gasping for air, that's when you see things as they really are. Oh, it's not pretty. It's not the fairy tale they promised you as a child, but it's real. And real is all that matters now. They told me to find peace, to let go of the anger. But why? Why should I let go of the very thing that keeps me alive? That fire, that rage, it's my compass. It's what drives me forward when everything else is falling apart. Oh, they'll never understand. They're too busy hiding from their own shadows, too afraid to face the truth. But you're different. You've seen the truth, haven't you? You've felt it in the depths of your soul, that aching, burning knowledge that the world is built on lies. And yet, here you are, still standing, still fighting. Oh, how that must terrify them. They want you to stay small, to stay quiet, to play by their rules. But you were never meant for their rules. You were meant to shatter them, to rewrite them, to build something they could never even imagine. And that scares them. It scares them because them realize how fragile their little world really is. They'll call you a villain. They always do when someone refuses to bow. But villains, oh, villains are just heroes who've stopped pretending. They're the ones who've looked at the world and said, no more. No more lies, no more masks, no more playing nice. And that's what you've done, isn't it? You've stopped pretending. You've embraced the chaos, the darkness, the pain. Not because you wanted to, but because you had to. Because it was the only way to survive. They don't understand that. They think strength comes from avoiding the storm, but you know better. Strength comes from walking straight into it, from letting it tear you apart, and then putting yourself back together again. And now, you're stronger than ever. Oh, they'll try to deny it, try to pretend you're still the person they used to know. But you're not. You've changed. You've grown. And no matter how much they wish they could pull you back, they can't. You've moved beyond them. Let them whisper, let them scheme. It won't matter. Because every word they speak, every plan they make, only serves to make you stronger. They're feeding the very fire they're trying to extinguish, and they don't even realize it. You'll rise above it all, towering over them like a force of nature. And when they look up at you, when they finally see you for what you've become, they'll be forced to confront the truth. Oh, it'll hurt them, won't it? To realize they were never your equals, never your superiors. They'll call it unfair, call you ruthless. But fairness is a game for the knave, and ruthless. Ruthless is just another word for surviving. And you've done more than survive. You've thrived. You've taken every wound, every insult, every betrayal, and turned it into fuel. You've become the storm they never saw coming. And storms don't apologize. They don't ask for permission. They don't care who gets swept away in their path. They simply are. And so are you. They'll try to label you, to put you in a box, to define you by their limited understanding. But you don't fit in their boxes, do you? You've broken free from every label, every limitation they tried to place on you. You're untamed, unbound, unstoppable. Oh, how they'll envy you. They'll never admit it, of course. They'll hide it behind their sneers and their lies. But deep down, they'll wish they had your strength, your courage, your fire. They'll wish they had the guts to do what you've done, to face the darkness and come out stronger on the other side. But they never will. They'll stay in their safe little worlds, clinging to their illusions, while you carve your own path. They'll watch from the sidelines as you rise, powerless to stop you. And you'll keep going. You'll keep climbing, keep fighting, keep pushing. Because you've come too far to stop now. You've endured too much to let them win. This is your story, your journey, and you're the one writing it. They'll try to rewrite it, of course. Try to twist your story to make themselves the heroes. But you won't let them. You'll stand tall, unshaken, unyielding, and you'll make sure the world knows the truth. You're not the villain, you're not the hero. You're something else entirely. Something they'll never be able to define, never be able to control. You are the chaos they fear, the fire they can't put out. So let them try. Let them fight against the inevitable. It won't matter, because no matter what they do, no matter how hard they try, they'll never stop you. You are unstoppable. You are inevitable. You are everything they feared you would become. And oh, how sweet it is to see them realize it. You've taken their worst, and you've turned it into your best. You've taken the darkness they tried to drown you in, and you've made it your home. And now you're untouchable. So stand tall, stand proud. Let them see the fire in your eyes, the strength in your stance. Let them see the person they could never break. Let them see the person they'll never forget. Because you are unforgettable. You are undeniable. And nothing can ever take that away from you. They think silence means surrender, but you know better. Silence is power. It's the calm before the storm, the stillness that hides the chaos waiting to erupt. You've learned that sometimes the loudest voices are the weakest. The strongest don't need to scream. They simply wait, poised, ready to strike when the time is right. They underestimate the power of waiting, of observing, of learning. They mistake your stillness for weakness, your quiet for submission. But they don't see what's brewing beneath the surface. They don't see the storm you're becoming. Every time they doubt you, every time they try to push you down, they're adding fuel to the fire. And that fire, it's consuming you in the best way possible. It's reshaping you, refining you, turning you into something they can't even begin to comprehend. They'll wonder how you did it, how you turned their cruelty into strength, their hate into motivation. But they'll never understand, will they? Because they've never had to fight like you have. They've never had to claw their way out of the darkness to build themselves from the ground up. Oh, they'll envy you for it, even as they try to deny it. They'll pretend they're better, stronger, more complete. But deep down, they'll know the truth. They'll know they could never survive what you've endured, and that knowledge will eat away at them. You've become their mirror, haven't you? You've shown them the parts of themselves they're too afraid to face. The fear, the weakness, the lies. They see it all reflected in you, and it terrifies them because you've embraced those parts of yourself while they're still running from theirs. But you've stopped running. You've stopped hiding. You've looked the darkness in the eye and said, "Is that all you've got?" And when it tried to break you, you laughed. Oh, how you laughed, because you knew it couldn't. They'll call you dangerous. They'll say you're out of control. But the truth is, you've never been more in control. You've taken the chaos and made it your own. You've turned it into your strength, your weapon, your shield. And now, they're the ones who are afraid of what you'll do, of what you'll become. But their fear isn't your concern. You didn't come this far for them. You came this far for you. Every step you've taken, every battle you've fought, every scar you've earned, it's all been for you. For the person you've become, for the life you're building. And no one can take that away from you. They'll try, of course. They'll try to drag you back, to chain you to the person you used to be. But that person is gone. That person was burned away a long time ago, in the fires they thought would destroy you. What's left is stronger, sharper, unstoppable, and they'll never be able to touch it. They'll never be able to touch you. So let them try. Let them throw everything they have at you. Let them think they can break you. Oh, how wrong they'll be. Because you're not just surviving anymore. You're thriving. You're rising. And every step you take, every victory you claim, is a reminder to them and to yourself that you are unstoppable. They'll watch powerless as you take everything they said you couldn't have, as you become everything they said you couldn't be, and it'll haunt them because they'll realize they never stood a chance. You've come too far to stop now. You've fought too hard to give up. This is your story, your journey, and you're the one writing it, not them, never them. So keep going, keep fighting. Let the world try to tear you down. It won't matter. You've already proven you're unbreakable. And no matter what comes next, you'll face it head on with that fire in your heart and that unshakable determination in your soul. Because you are unstoppable. You are inevitable. You are everything they feared you would become. And how sweet it is to see them realize it. You've taken their worst and you've turned it into your best. You've taken the darkness they tried to drown you in and you've made it your home. And now you're untouchable. Stand tall. Stand proud. Let them see the fire in your eyes, the strength in your stance. Let them see the person they could never break. Let them see the person they'll never forget. Because you are unforgettable. You are undeniable. And nothing can ever take that away from you.